What it do, good brother Elliot? We
What's happening, big bro? You good?
I can't complain. As we
Good.
done came in on a, most people probably I know it's a conspiracy, but it's Monday.
It's Monday.
It's Monday, and we wanted to finish some of the conversation that we had going on. But I just want to let you know I should
Yo,
be
for
finished
sure.
by the.
I see you.
I'll be finished by tomorrow for that book.
Okay. Cool. Good. 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 Well, we just give a little recap. What do you remember all that we were talking about yesterday? We talked about
Um,
a lot. It was a lot.
yeah, no, we did. We was talking about. Remember, we was really talking about the fires, the voting.
Yeah.
Remember, we was talking about voting. We were saying how could we fix it, and I would, and we was going into the history of it as far as the black voting.
Right.
You know, good evening,
Well,
new one,
I
concrete
think
jungle.
that in the way that the system is set up now,
Mm-hmm.
that it's going to be very difficult to make our votes count because they've been completely ignored because you have people who are getting paid with supplements from um, business.
Mm-hmm.
And so and the reality is, and we can see this even locally, if you have a company that comes in and then they support a particular candidate or they support a particular council person or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
making promises that whether they keep them or not is irrelevant, but making promises, they really just literally bought that candidate so that that person who no longer represents the people, but represents the interest of the business.
Mm-hmm.
People have to be informed. We have to stop um, you walking around and being uninformed
Mm-hmm.
because being uninformed allows other people to make decisions for you, and then you want to whine and complain about it later on when you don't get what you need from the deal because you were uninformed, nor did you try to learn anything. And so
Mm-hmm.
when they make a decision, then what? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, even with me, if I'm not watching on a consistent basis what's going on in council,
Mm-hmm.
I can only make comparisons to what I know from before,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't have any complaints unless I know what's going on, so that I can make an informed decision
Mm-hmm.
about what I see happening here for the people that's supposed to represent us.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have to be very clear that business is always going to like business is always going to choose people that it's going to support its agenda. That's where
Mm-hmm.
political action committees come in.
Mm-hmm.
So a political action committee is a group of business persons that say we're going to choose brother Elliot McCants to represent the chicken farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, we want to sit down and have a breakfast or dinner with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what for what? You know, well, we're willing to put some money in your campaign if you push this agenda for us.
Right.
And if we'll help you get elected. We'll put the money in your war chest, and then you have to make a choice whether I'm gonna say yes or no. Because if I say yes, then I know that I'm in their pocket.
Facts.
And if I say no, then they may find somebody else to run against me that don't have the people's interest in heart.
Mm-hmm.
And so I may lose based upon the fact that they chose somebody else, and then they're going to get what they want, and I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have senators and congresspersons that stay in office for years and years and years with no term limits, like they'll put a term limit on the governor or or the excuse me, you all, that's my puppy acting like a puppy. If you term limit, yeah, then I all of a sudden he want to bark instead of being quiet like he was a few minutes ago. If you don't, we don't change the law where we put term limits on senators and on congresspersons, and they get elected over and over and over and over and over again. It just becomes a lifetime job.
Mm.
Strom Thurmond was he was over 100 years old
Mm-hmm.
when he died, literally died in office. He didn't retire, he died in office. But he was a racist from South Carolina. As a matter of fact, there's part of the highway that leads to Andrew Jackson Army Base that's called Strom Thurmond Highway.
Mm-hmm.
A staunch racist, but yet we found out later on that he was in love enough with a black woman to have a black child.
Mm.
But he was a staunch racist. And his last name is Thurmond, T-H.
Yeah, Strong Thurmond.
Yeah. Yep, Strom Thurmond. So, he but they kept electing him over and over and over again. Sit down. Go, sit down. Thank you. They kept electing and knew what his policy was, knew what he thought about black people, knew what he thought about anybody. And I saw somebody that said they're absolutely right. There need to be the Supreme Court justices don't need to be in office for life. Because what happens is they get put in there based upon who's in power.
Mm.
And they're in there for life. So if they put in there and President James Mickey Jordan gets elected, he can elect who he wants to put in but as long as they go along with his policy.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you vote in party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right. Because there's bipartisanship that we think is part of it's not part of the country. It's never been part of the country. And it really wasn't part of the country in the 60s where we had all of this pay to play stuff start to happen. And Nixon was the first one to do it, where he got support from businesses and see, there you go. See, I love our audience, man. They be throwing jabs at me, and I gotta bob and weave and duck and catch some of them.
Yeah, but what you and it just dawned on me what also we was talking about. Remember, we were talking about the residency situation.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how in the hell can that not be checked? Why are y'all not there? So then two things have to happen. The persons that are not checking the residency for real, then you just going by, okay, well, you say you live here. No, you can't do that. There's always too much at stake for the residents in order to say, well, now, if this is true, the allegations are true that this person lived somewhere else, two people live somewhere else, and then you claim that you got a house over here and you use that, that's bullshit. They need to be immediately removed because you've been on council for 2, 3, 4 years and you lied. That's perjury.
I mean, yeah, but see, that's like it's at the top, like how we talking about. If you, and I'm looking what Kenneth said. He said the only way to solve the Supreme Court problem now is to expand the number of justices.
No, what you do is you term limit. You term limit, and what else you do is you put cameras in there so that the world can watch what's going on.
Right.
Because expanding the number of them is not going to matter. The only thing that means is if you get a person that's in power, like the person that's in power now, who says, I'm going to pick 3 more justices to decide along with me, then now you got more. And then you've got other people who've been either ultra conservative or liberal or whatever you want to call it. The knife is still in the same depth no matter what. They're not going to work on your behalf, and you have more people working against you. So to expand the number of justices, whether you add 2 or 4 more, means that somebody like Trump or somebody like Biden, whoever, can pick people that they want to have. But then what happens on the other side of that is when the next person comes in and wants to dismantle what happened before, then they can get rid of them anyway.
You got a point.
So what you do is you term limit the judges, just like we that needs to be done all across the board, or from local all the way to national. You can't stay there for. Strom Thurmond was a senator for or a congressman for damn near 60, 70 years.
And I agree with you with that. I do believe they letting things go a little too far. I mean, like, but don't nobody. I don't think they not gonna let you change the system. I mean, how they got it set up because
No,
you're not changing it.
because it benefits the rich white landowners, which is what it started for when they wrote the Constitution and signed it in 1887, I think.
Mm.
Because there weren't no black folks that signed on there. There were no Native Americans that signed it on there, Indigenous Americans that signed on there. Well, none of them. Where was they at?
Mm-mm.
Plantation or reservations or being attacked by European colonists.
And that's kind of what take me back. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tapping in. This would kind of take me back on that. When you're looking at our voting, it's like if you look at the history of black voting back then to it now, I see the stuff that they was fighting for because we benefited for what they was fighting for back then. But it seemed like we gave that back.
We did when we decided that we wanted to sit at the dinner table and eat with everybody else. And I know that's y'all man's, and I get it. But even he said, I fear that I've led us into a burning building, a burning house.
Burning house.
So, and then when you tried to change, you didn't go out and tell people, hey, look, folks, time out. We gotta stop. We can't do this anymore. Because you got to remember, he was chosen, so he had to continue to follow the line until when he didn't follow the line anymore, now we got to get rid of you.
Yeah, because you can't take that money and think you not. That's why, like, when you take money, I don't care who it is, you take that money, you done already sealed your fate.
Yeah,
you can't go back and get a conscience. And I mean, like when they say I want to get out, no, there ain't no getting out once you play the game.
These people that play, that they once again, we say it over and over and over again. Politics and business make strange bedfellows. Once you crawl into bed, you in there. You're in there. They're not going to let you change anything.
Facts. No, I agree with you. And I think that's where when you see because like right now, come next year, voting, it's going to be, look, you got mayor coming up, governor coming up, all the council seats coming up, state rep coming up. And we know church is going to be filled with, they're going to bring the people in.
They're going to hate me because they're going to hate us because we coming in there to every church that talk about they're going to have somebody. They better not announce it. And them concerned pastors, please open your doors and let them come in because we coming in right behind them.
I mean, get facts. I do want to be at all like the meet and greets, but I wonder is how they finna do it come 2026. I don't believe in the election process in the city of Flint, in my humble opinion. I don't believe in it because me and Trevor talked about it this morning.
Yeah, I missed it.
And it's like, as we already seeing, I'm just gonna throw the allegedly out there. We seen all these problems with residency. We saw all these problems with like the canisters that was broken during the voting process for the mayor election back in 26. We just seen this situation with the allegedly with the absentee ballots. That I'm just saying the things that we was just hearing. I'm just telling what was said in the streets. That the allegedly. That the third ward, they was filling them out for the people. Her people was filling them out. I can't confirm it. I'm just saying allegedly. I'm just talking about what the streets were saying. So if you got this type of stuff going on, how do you expect a fair election in the city of Flint? If your if your clerk office letting people get in to split the vote, knowing they don't stay there, you know what I'm saying? Letting certain individuals get in. What's up, Felicia? Thank you for tapping in. It's just, to me, it's like, how can you expect a fair election if you knowing that the clerk office is not to be trusted, in my humble opinion?
So what was bothersome about the runoff and the extra things that happened in the third ward? You had two candidates that had the same number of votes.
Mm-hmm.
The third candidate should have been eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not clear how in any election, whether we have a national election for president or a state election for governor, that you have this person can come in and win. And they were third. They shouldn't have even been on the ballot. And you shouldn't have been able to write in anything. That's, again, that's perjurous or fraudulent, definitely.
I mean, but I think because how it was that with her lose, you could come in as a write-in, which to me, you would. I mean, it's just how the system is.
So then, if we see flaws in the system, it has to be overhauled. The issue with that is you can't do overhaul anything with people who have aspirations for something. And it's cool to have aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
If you decided to become bigger than NBC or TV12 or whoever, that's great. We support it. But that also means we also gonna know that in order to support what you're trying to do, some of the cream off the top of the butter's got to slide in your pocket. Don't have no issue with that as long as everybody gets some butter.
These ain't them ones to do that with.
No. Well, my apologies about my puppy. He's downstairs playing, and now he wants to bark at snowflakes in the window while I'm upstairs.
Yeah, it's snowing bad out there too.
Yeah, no, my son and I were supposed to go to Detroit. Now I had to tell him, no, we ain't doing it. And they had a 40 to 70 car pileup down there. I'm like, no, we're not risking going down there for to participate in the program and then take 3 hours to get there and 5 hours to get back because somebody's, driving and then things happen.
Nah, it's rough. That's what my cousin, he was supposed to go. He ended up calling off. He went from the mess with that expressway getting down there. I'm looking with Mark Hutchinson. Thank you for the comment. It said it wasn't fraudulent. Neely had a plan, and that Flint Boule could not stomach Bev Biggs. In my humble opinion, that third ward race was deep.
Because each one of them had her and Mr. Dumas had 165 votes. The other person had 21 votes, and then they should have been out. And then all of a sudden,
let me see,
600 votes.
Right. I'm looking at what Marcel Tarver says. He said there should be an update on the complaint submitted to the election department as well as Dominic Clemens' office. It seems like no movement has taken place. Maybe it's the victim.
Right. Well, now, keep on. Give me 2 seconds. Let me put them out. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
I got you. I got you.
So what?
Okay, putting them on me. Family, how you doing, Miss Arthur Logan? Thank you for tapping in, and thank everybody that's coming in tonight. Winters will be in tomorrow, family. She'll be in tomorrow. Me and Elliot will be on tomorrow too to do our conspiracy Tuesday. We just pulling in. Let me see what Michelle Mayer said. All local government agencies are corrupt in Flint. Hey, listen, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. Michelle, how did we get to this standpoint here? Like, you know what I'm saying? But Chris Caleb, I don't think it's just so it's so many different factors in it. That's why it's like we playing armchair quarterback now because it's like hindsight. Demetria Brown, thank you for tapping in. The lovely Carolyn Hendricks, thank you for tapping in.
So Davina's the city clerk.
Yes.
So she took over Inez's position.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so it sounds like she don't know what she's doing. I'm sorry, I caught myself. I
No.
did good, fam. That's what's up. I'm working on Uncle Mick working on me, family. It ain't gonna happen too often. Don't get it carried away.
Yeah, for sure. But what I think what it is, but see, this goes back to when Inez let Liddell Lewis slide. See, Sis Audrey took this back then. She took this to Inez. Inez let it slide. But see, to me, it's like it's a bunch of friends, brothers, and in-laws going on. Like this is just my opinion. You know how some things is if like, and look, we in America. You know, if you get a predominantly black city, blacks gonna try to hold stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to keep a black mayor. They gonna want it, like they said with that 70 district seat, the state rep. They carved that out for blacks can have something to be down in Lansing with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we always fighting for something, but then it just maybe things was rolling smooth, and then every maybe 10 to 15 years you will get somebody that's rogue. Deborah O'Neill, thank you for tapping in. And it just happened like they've been saying things about residency. It's just sad that like how you seeing it's just coming out, and it's like this could have been avoided. But I get it on Davina looking like, listen, y'all ain't pressed no issue on Inez. How y'all gonna press it on me? And it's like
the deal. You're the one in charge. It don't matter what she was able to get away with. You're the new sheriff now. You have to change some things, or she got to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Period. See, here. I'm gonna say this again.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not effective as a teacher, and I go through all the things that are necessary to be a better teacher, and it just don't happen, why keep me?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the same thing with anybody else? If you're an ineffective council person, you shouldn't be there. If you're lying, fraud, you're committing fraud and perjury, you should be gone. This shouldn't be you get exceptions for one thing, and then everybody else you get a pass for. See, it bothers me that as in my profession, you might have some ineffective people there that eventually will weed themselves out. But then in every place else, you could be ineffective, horrible, and you can stay because it's okay. We give them a pass. If you got a pastor stealing from the church, why? Oh, well, he a man of God. No, that's bullshit. You get rid of them. If you got city council ain't doing what they supposed to do for the residents, there's no argument. You go. But the issue is we become so apathetic. Oh, this is what's going on. We can't change nothing. Well, part of the reason why there were responses the way that they were when all the activity was going on down at the council, it was because people were upset about what was happening and you weren't making any changes. Instead of saying, you know what, I got you. We understand y'all upset about all of this. Mm-hmm. Pick an item or 2 or 3 items from each. This is real serious. Okay, so for those council people that's peeping in, let me tell you motherfuckers how you should operate. Okay? Y'all got all of these places around where you are. Hold a forum and talk to people. Listen to what we have to say. Take our concerns back and really do something about them. I'm gonna say this one more time. Up and down Lynn Street, and there's a tree. There's 2 trees that need to be cut down on Lynn Street, and there's a tree that need to be cut down there on Lippincott. I ain't seen her over here yet to look at shit. But yet you're over there talking about gardens and ponds and all that other bullshit over there with them. That's cool. Nobody should have to call you if you're a real representative of the area that they put you in a place and say, hey, look, we got these things. Get somebody to come down and cut these trees down. You're not that busy.
No, I
You're
agree
not
with
that
you.
busy on council doing anything where you can't drive through and say, "Let me take a real scoop and take a peek at my area around here." Where you can come through here once a month. Them trees been down since April, May.
But you know that they be focusing on one certain area. And Marcia
That's
talk,
what
I don't
I'm saying.
mean the yeah, I don't call them the big boule. I call them the Timu boule. It's just the ones around here. You know, I call them the
What's the
Timu.
other one
Now
that's
you're gonna get
Wayfair?
me in.
Wayfair. No, they don't give them Timu. Timu got some good stuff on it. Even though I don't
Okay,
order from them, we give them Wayfair.
okay, the Wayfair boule up here. And the thing is, because what it is, Marcia, you will see a lot of the ones when y'all be hearing Winter say that a lot of them his friends that's on all these boards. If he not even in on there no more, he still gonna have so many people in all these positions. That's what I be meaning when I be saying it's just like saying the crew that he got together. Cause just think about it. You can't, even though this water, we know this water not good.
Hell no, because I smelled my water earlier today, and I let it run 2 or 3 minutes before I even use it to wash dishes or anything. And I
See what
don't
I'm
use it to cook with, because you can smell
it's,
it come out of the pipes.
what's up, B Marie? That's what I'm saying. But people act like when Winters was at the grocery store. And shit like people was walking up to him like, hey, and they got cases of water and they was and that. True enough, you can say he didn't cause it, but how hard is he fighting to get it fixed? But see, he gonna be counting on people to vote for him next year. He gonna be counting on people to the people who he feel like should be getting elected to that council seat. He gonna want them to support them.
Yeah, because I know they're not gonna like, even if I never run for anything, they're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna like the message we get ready to put out. No,
Fact,
because if you're ineffective, you need to go. Period. I don't care who you are. If I'm ineffective as a teacher, I don't have no issue. You know what, bro? Your time's up. You put your time in. You did the best you could. You're not
facts,
effective anymore. It's time to go, and it's be okay with that.
facts.
But see, this is what people don't want to do. You can have aspirations. I don't care. That's fine. Have the aspirations that you want to do something different. But if you're not effective on the local level, you're definitely not going to be effective on the state level, and you're definitely not going to be effective on the national level. You're not.
Facts, facts, Marcia. No, and I agree. But see, it's like, but look at all the corruption that you seeing. Like, who can you go to? And that's the thing. You can't go to nobody. And
Well,
that's what is so sad here. Like, who can the people like?
I,
I'll give you an example. Ombudsman. Who can you take your complaints to?
who's there? Who's running the ombudsman office now?
Remember, they took Shasta Little. She got voted it in.
Right.
Then they let Dougie Fresh come in and stripped her of her title.
So then, why don't I go to the feds? If you have enough people that make federal complaints about things that are going on, they have to eventually open an investigation.
Facts. It just, to me, it's like they just slow it because so much, like I say, so much stuff that came out. It's like, and you know how you just keep getting hit with more stuff, more stuff, more stuff. It's like, when is they gonna handle the first stuff that's been out here? It's like we didn't deal with this first situation.
Well, but what you do is you tie that first situation into the new situation. So if we have an issue with the ombudsman office, then how is that tied to any of the persons that we have in the first ward, second ward, any of those wards? So you have to tie that all in. And you keep on doing a repeated letter over and over and over again, adding
Fact.
more stuff, but tying, looping back to the stuff that you had your original issue with. And the thing is, what about the clerk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you sitting here saying, and this is our speculation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If you're
just allegedly.
speculating that what you didn't say nothing when Inez was here, you
Mm-hmm.
here now. Now what you gonna do? You're here now. It's your
Yeah,
these things are in your hand. Inez is gone. So what are you going to do now, and what are you going to do differently? And if you have no plan, then we're going to respectfully ask you to resign. and that has to be on residents. Even though we're not included in the Constitution, the first 3 words say "we the people." Even though we're not included in the charter, we the people. Stop
But
paying taxes and see what happens. Stop paying your taxes and your water bill and all that other shit and see what happens. I bet they'll change then. They're gonna have to. If the 80,000 residents that are here in the city say we're no longer paying city taxes because we're not getting representation, we got okay, and then okay, well, why are you filing a federal complaint? Because we're not paying taxes because we're not getting what we need from the people that are here, and these people are doing this, and this.
Facts.
Here are 5 things that they're not addressing in each region, in each ward. But the residents have to be smart. They can't go down there and be, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna be pissed off and no, stop, shut up. That's disorganization.
Because that's what they banking on. See, they bank on us on you not being prepared. Because really, when you battling this, you just gotta have all your ducks lined up.
Which is the reason why, even though I don't know about a political position, but what they gonna get is this letter that's gonna come out. Whether it come out bi-weekly, whether it come out monthly, or whatever. And I want to be able to put it not only electronically, but also put it in people's hands. If you read the Courier, you need to read this.
It should be in facts.
You need to read this too. You need to know what the hell is going on. All the senior centers here, read this too. Don't just read that. Read this too. And if you can't read, have somebody read it to you.
No, you really do need that. That's what it's so baffling. It's like they know what they doing. They listen.
But that's the reason why when Truth on Tap come out, we're gonna be tapping that. I didn't say it. See, I did good.
That's why I took a shot of water. I didn't know how it was coming.
No, it only come out when I'm passionate about stuff, bro.
No,
because what gets me is our level of apathy, and the only thing, like you say, you see the mayor, him and one of my boys went shoot pool the other day.
Right.
I'm like, my man, how come you didn't even holler at your boy and let me know y'all was here? Where'd y'all go? No, I'm not talking politics with you right here. We shooting pool.
Facts.
You know. Now, if you mention politics, then you open the door for me to be on your head. You mention the door, you open the door for me to call you on some bullshit. Which I will do. But if not, we can, hey man, what's good? You all right? Cool. That don't mean we cool. Because I ain't cool with none of y'all. I'm cool with the guy that I grew up with and we went to school with. Fact. But I also know I'm not taking no photo with y'all in the group. And no, bro, I'm not doing. I don't do that. I don't take pictures with people.
And I try to tell people that because I done been played like, man, that photo op is a hell of a thing.
Well, it's a hell of a thing. Try to tell people that Black Lives Matter not to do it, but you did it, and that took all the steam out of whatever you thought you were trying to do because you don't want to listen. If I shake his hand and smile, that means no, well, I ain't. Right? Damn, they smiling. Why he's scowling? Because y'all on some bull. And you just stuck me in a picture because and that was a photo op for them because that makes me look like a regular guy. No problem. I ain't your boy. That don't mean I won't speak and be cordial. But what you're not getting is this other thing where, oh, this radical brother that's on and talking all of this stuff, he over here with us. No, sir.
What's up, Petty Fish? No, I get what you're saying. That's why I say when you fighting, it's so hard. And I get what you're saying, Mark. When you fight, you don't know who with you and who against you.
Well, we have to be very clear that when you're fighting by yourself.
Hold on a second. Facts. I'm listening.
Okay. You're fighting by yourself. You're not fighting with a group of people. You're fighting for someone. And for groups of people. You're not fighting, whether you're sitting there, and I think we talked about this, or I talked with somebody about this, like in 1967, if it wasn't for men such as my father, and I think some
Mm-hmm.
other people mentioned their parents that were there in
Mm-hmm.
67. You don't have housing. Flint did that.
Right.
You know, yeah, Mr. Bond, yeah, Mr. McCree, he gets elected the second or third black mayor after Stokes in Cleveland, and there was
Mm-hmm.
one other one I think in Gary, Indiana, and then Mr. McCree gets voted the first black mayor here. So out of those three mayors, those three black men get elected mayors.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bond was the principal over at Cook over at I'm sorry, um, oh my goodness, the school that they tore down over there by the Golden Leaf. Clark
You
School.
talk which school?
Clark.
Clark. Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Baum, Mr. Menville Baum was the one of the either principal or whoever they was over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, an all black school in our area. You
But
know,
how did it get so terrible? Because
because we
I'm
wanted to
lost.
integrate and go to other schools, and because of urban renewal and because of the 475, they forced us to move away from the area that we controlled and we lived in.
Mm,
We used to live on 6th and Liberty,
mm,
and it's right down in the valley where 475 dips down, and you go in over because if you go off of 12th Street and you go to 6th down in that valley where 475 is, that's where we used to live at.
Chris Caleb said he thought it was Martin School.
No, that was Clark. Clark is
Clark.
right there by
Okay.
the Golden Leaf. Was
Gotcha.
they tore it down a few
Well,
years ago? But all of
I'm
that
just.
area was black, all of it, and we
Mm,
controlled it and we owned it. We played there. We did all of that stuff.
it just seemed here. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think. Because like I said, I try to watch different things. Even when I go down, it's just crazy up here. Because when I be going down, 'cause like I said, my girl people from New Orleans. When we be going down there, you do get to see some remnants. Like blacks do own some stores down there. It's
Yeah.
just here. Yeah, not a lot. But you will see one or two stores in that area
Right.
that is black owned. It's just like you don't see, you know.
Well,
Uh,
remember Hutchinson's beauty supply before her and her husband. I think he passed away, and then
mm-hmm,
she just kind of let it go because she didn't want to run it by herself no more.
mm-hmm,
You know, and we still have pockets of things
mm-hmm.
here that people are trying to do some stuff, and that's a wonderful thing. Is it enough? No, but you know, the Northerners, where racism was more prevalent and white supremacy was more prevalent, and the plantations were bigger and more prevalent. You know, you're just gonna make it more difficult because the difference between the white supremacy down south and up here was it was a little bit more subtle. It was worse, but more subtle.
Mm-hmm.
So when black folks got in power, what they did was they lost their mind and they got drunk with power instead of being drunk with serving people.
Cause you brought, and you can see that because when you hear when you were seeing like Liddell, and I hate to use her as an example, but it was her. You you voted for your own nonprofit to get money before you was want to help residents in your ward.
Right.
Like she
So
fought against
how much sense does that make? How do
it,
you
it,
help? How do you help you before you worry about your people? And then how come people don't understand that you did this? So in you doing this, then
mm-hmm,
you're not effective and you're not even worried about us.
facts.
And
Facts.
if you're not worried about us, then guess what? We don't need you there. But then those people that support her, what is she doing for them? There's also that caveat as well. Sorry,
Right.
family. You know, so if she's not effective, why is she still there?
I, bro, because you gotta vote them out. Like like this year it's finna be voting. I mean, well, my bad. Next year in 26, but it's gonna be damn near. We gotta wait all the way to November till you find out who your new council people is.
Right.
November. And I think that, and I think that's sad. You like you say you should, but it's the way the rules is. You know, I'm a firm believer. If this how the rules is, this how we got to play. I'm gonna play within and confine of the rules. But you can't win when you got a clerk office that's doing questionable things.
So then the focus of the change should be at the clerk's office first.
Yeah, but remember, you got to get 5 votes or 6 votes. I think it's 6. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, family, let me know in the chat. I think you need 6 votes to remove the clerk. But removing her ain't going to solve the problem all the way. Because just think about it. Inez Brown let Liddell slide through the cracks and was on council. So if you, I'm just trying to figure out. You listen, they got rid of Arnell and got a Liddell. I mean, not a Liddell. They got rid of Inez and got a Davina. You get rid of Davina, we don't know who might be coming up under Davina.
But you have to, hey, shush. But what has to happen is how the office operates has to change. Stop. Has to change.
Right.
So there has to be some law changes there, how the office operates. This is even with council, right? You can't, you'll have people that want to go up there and say, okay, they need to have a recall. And I understand giving them time. And you got to give them some time. You got to give them some time in order to start. But once they show that they're not effective after 6 months, you got to go. We got to see that you're doing something. You know, what are you doing? Like, I'm going to say this again. We got 2 trees around here. One's laying on somebody's fence over there on Lippincott. Why we got a call? And I'm again go back to what I was used to, which is what I have to do. Is we had a storm. Hey, stop it. We had a storm. Trees down. Guess who out here with a chainsaw? Ain't nobody call him.
Yeah.
Nobody called him. He out with a chainsaw, snow thrower. We running, we shoveling snow and snow throwing and playing in the snow. They cutting up trees and we got firewood. I still got some of that damn firewood back in the backyard from then. Because there was a council person that gave a damn about his people.
Facts. No, I agree with you.
See, and now, did he have political aspirations to go high? Absolutely. And I think he won a term in the state somewhere, whatever. He might have, whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. But then when he came back to run for another council position, he didn't win, but he was still pretty, because at that stage, he was like 70-something. But he still was trying. Whereas you got these people that don't want to be bothered with people. How the hell we going to sit around and talk in November? And you act like when you see me in the store and I speak to you, you get scared. Get the what?
I mean, but you know what? I seen her do that to somebody. I seen her do that to 2 people at council. See, they look at them like, because I seen her do that to Ariel, was like, shoot, get away from me. Then I seen her how she acted to people who she felt like they was dressed a little better. I seen how she was all smiling in their face. I was like, damn, okay, that's how Candace playing it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. When we, like you say, when they get these titles, they lose their damn mind.
Yeah,
they lose their mind.
Really it. I'm a principal, or I'm a such and such, and I run for council, and
Facts.
You put your pants on the same way I do. I don't care about that.
But they forget that. I mean, they forget it's a season. You might be in here this term, but I would rather be known for that I was fighting for my people for that whole ward. Hear me out, whole ward, not just the section, the segment who did vote for me. Because I would be trying to turn to other people. That's why Eric was successful. He had the whole first ward like Tim, not just the whole first ward.
I remember my sister. I'm call Eric May. I'll never forget it. I said, you ain't gonna call him. Get out of here. You ain't calling him. She wrote him a letter. She made a phone call. She talked to one of his associates in his office. Next thing I know, I'm at work and she calls me and tells me, hey, guess who's at the door? I said, who? Eric Mays. What are you doing at your door? I told you I was going to get him to come over here to talk about whatever the issue was. And he did, and he got it fixed. That type of being personal is what makes it so that we can forgive your BS.
Right.
Oh, yeah, okay, that was dumb over here. You did one dumb thing, but you did three great things. So we can forget the dumb thing because the three great things that you did made up for the one dumb thing that you did.
Right. And I'm with you, Demetri. She said power trip.
But the thing is, you don't have no power because somebody controls what you're doing. So if we look at what ward we're in, this is 7th Ward. You ain't got no power. What power you think you got? If you're dealing only with one section of your ward,
right,
and only half the residents, and you got the other section that you're dealing with, they control you.
Right.
That ain't power.
No, because you've been into one specific side of your ward.
That's it. So who do you think is going to control you? Because guess what? All right, so you're not doing what we want you to do, then we won't vote for you the next time.
Right.
Now what? So now you're gonna do like that Dave Chappelle skit, and we got to have a race draft? No, hell no. You already show where you at. But there will be some people though that will buy that BS.
Right. Right. But you know what they do when they messed up? What side did they run back to?
Oh, of course. They always do that. There ain't no celebrity and other political person that didn't run back because we're so forgiving of a bunch of, and that's our fault.
Right.
That's our fault. We won't hold. I don't have an issue with anybody. There have been people on here that have challenged some things that I've said. I want that because that's going to make me better. That's going to make me be more of a student. So because they challenged me about some things and they've added some other stuff, I got to go do some more reading and some research now.
Right.
And that's what you should want. Why are we walking around here wanting to have an unlearned group of people to guide us in anything? I don't care. Well, my minister just no. Be not learning. What the hell you listen to him for? Because it sound good? It feel good to you? That's bullshit. Feelings go away. How's that guiding your life?
You're gonna lose. A lot of people gonna be mad then, because if you really look at the preachers now compared to the ones back in the day, it's totally different.
Well, back in the day, most of them were unlearned. I got a call from God. So did everybody else. We woke up this morning. What made your call so special more than mine?
Mm-hmm.
And most of those folks was out in the street doing something, and then when they got caught, or as they say, hit rock bottom and found God. No, you hit rock bottom and found yourself. And yourself told you to stop doing that. And then you decided that you were going to do something different. And other people that did the same dumb shit that you did because you didn't know no better.
Hey, listen, I love when they run the guy, when they get caught.
When they get in trouble. How you going to run the guy when you get in trouble, or you've been doing dope and this and that and other and drugs and all this other stuff, and all then all of a sudden when you couldn't afford it no more, now all of a sudden you found God. Get the entire hell out of here.
That's what they all do.
All of them. So if you can't see the hustle real all the way across the board.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you what stick with me as a kid. Jimmy Swaggart. I still see when he went on there crying about he got caught in Hooker Alley. I'm like, to me it was like.
But guess who forgave him?
The whole congregation.
And guess who forgave Marvin Sapp and the other Marvin, whoever the other one was,
The congregation.
the congregation. And we don't do what? We won't go up there and say, man, you got to get up out of here. He
Because
ain't your savior. That man standing up there in front of you ain't your savior. The only person that's saving you and the only person that got to leave here for you is when you look in the goddamn mirror. Sorry, that's it.
I think what it is though, we've been conditioned. You know, like
that's no different than when we talking about this political stuff.
We've been
it's
conditioned.
The same thing. We've been conditioned across the board. We've been conditioned across the board to not rock the boat.
Right.
To accept things as they are. And where do we get that conditioning from? Off the plantation. What the hell? For real? And even though we're still on the plantation, ain't it time for some of us to run away? Ain't it time for some of us to tip over the boat?
This is a good one right here.
Uh-oh.
From Michelle Mayer. She said, Flint has always been a company town. C.S. Mott was mayor for 16 years. The machine understands the system has puppets. Neely has never had a plan, but the Flint master plan, Mott sponsored.
Done. That's it right there. We done. We can go for the night. What she said, that's it. That's all. I was sitting on the mass part of the, when they come up with the math, first and foremost, when they said master plan, I was done. Because you already said somebody has to be in a subservient position. Go sit down. Go. You already said somebody had to be in a subservient position. Number one, you said that. Number two, you bring in a group of people from New York that had a town with similar makeup, that transitioned their town from some automotive or whatever to the town that they turned it into, but they were all Jewish. So then they helped you lay out this plan, but it wasn't inclusive of all the residents. But for them, it was inclusive of all the residents because they had 70 or 80,000 people that were all Jewish that lived in their community. I remember I was there for some of those meetings. And I quit when they kept on talking to the master plan and master plan and master plan and how they plan. And what are they doing? 75, 80. The houses over there off of the South Saginaw. They're over there by what's the name of that school over there?
Hold up. South side or north side?
South side.
You talk about Scott?
No, the school right there on Saginaw and 5th.
Oh, shoot. Doyle Ryder.
Doyle Ryder. Stop. Go. Stop being hard headed and go. Yeah.
Doyle Ryder.
So all of those houses over there, you want to build this up. You move the farmers market from where it was to where it is now. So if we had water issue, look at how big the damn quotes are. Why are you doing all of that? Why are you building all of that? All of them filters and everybody made money but black folks. And then now they're going to give you a settlement and give you $5 and you think you won the lottery.
Yeah, that's what is sad about the whole situation. I don't think people gonna understand like how really, let's just say maybe 20 people get 100,000.
People ain't gonna get that type of money. You probably looking at maybe $1,000 per. And then for young people, they putting that in a trust that they're gonna tax and make money off of. People ain't gonna get no 6 figures. That ain't happening. And if it is, it's gonna be with somebody that has something to do with some BS that caused this in the first place. But going back to what we talked about the other day, the people that had the files on their desk were exonerated from anything.
Yeah. No, you gotta. I mean.
So this system has to be put under a microscope. across the board. Because this is not just here in Flint. This is everywhere. But since we live here, this is our focus.
Yeah,
You got the okay. So if the ombudsman office is out of order, federal lawsuit.
And I think that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care nothing about if we think there's a frivolous lawsuits. I don't care. These are lawsuits that are meaningful because the people are suffering. So when you had all of the arguing and the fussing and the people you threw in jail and everything else is because people tired of fucking suffering. And you motherfuckers are sitting over there, excuse me, y'all. I told you I'm passionate about shit. I've been a teacher for 30 years. I'm 62. I've been doing this for half my life.
Facts.
And I do what I do because I love people. Now, I know Uncle Mick and a few other people is trying to get me in the political arena. My speech is not going to be perfect and not be nice because I'm a real person. If I tell any of my so-called pastor friends, if you don't cuss, we ain't cool. Because cussing and cursing is two different things. Understand that. Go read about it. Don't sit around there and get told what the hell you get told. Go read about it. But anyway, that's how you change the system. This stuff that people make fun and memes of, that's not serious.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put it, we're gonna file a federal lawsuit against the ombudsman's office. We're gonna file a federal lawsuit against the city clerk's office. We're gonna file a federal lawsuit against the council members because they're not doing what they're supposed to do for the resident, and you're breaking the charter. Guess what? And every time you turn around, you file the same lawsuit. Don't you? Eventually, that judge is gonna get tired of hearing it, and they're gonna have to do something about it.
Yeah.
And residents going down there, we're gonna burn it down. You ain't burning down shit. No, you're not. Shut up. But you have to go down there, and you have to go down there with a plan. And I'm not saying be protest, be peaceful. I'm not motherfucking because you should put a dog on me. I'm gonna shoot you in the dog. Okay, don't dare. But I'm saying you go down there with a plan, a thinking plan.
Right. No, okay. That what you're saying.
Right. Go down there thinking. If you go down there emotional, this is the reason why you got people that get jumped on and beat up and snatched up because you went down there in emotion. So I don't know what's wrong with you. You just coming down here mad and angry and want to fuss. Nobody wants to see you. You're not big. You're not a big dog yet. And I'm not. Because trust me, I'm not one of those persons. I'm a thinker, but I'm also a doer. I'm not one of those persons. Well, we're gonna come down here, kumbaya with y'all. Y'all ain't shit. We're not kumbaya ain't with nothing.
No, I agree. Now that's what I do agree with you with. Like I can't sit up here how they be smiling. I can't be smiling in your face and we in a bad situation. I can't.
We in a serious situation. We're losing our children. Our children are dying. We're losing them to foolishness. We're not even losing them for right and proper reason.
Facts.
Look at, and that's once again, if we talk about integrating schools, we're not seeing 50% of the white kids in the area coming to our school, but we're seeing more than 50% of their schools gaining our children because we in our psychosis think that their education is better. But when you walk out there, your kid better not act the damn fool the way that they acted over here.
How do we get back to that?
Well, number one, if we're going to get back to that, two things have to happen. We can't, even if, and we've had single parent households for a long time. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm not. But sometimes you just got to sometimes your kid got to get tightened up. I mean, it was always when we walked out of the house, and you know this too. You bet not embarrass me.
Yeah.
Now we did stuff.
Yeah, and I paid for it.
Home. If they got back home, I already knew 6'3", 275. I'm not trying to deal with that and I weigh 100 pounds. And it wasn't you weigh 100 pounds and you're fragile. Give me your phone. Oh man, Talk
See,
to the
my
rain
mother.
while it's raining outside.
See, my mother was the judge and executioner. My old man, he would talk to me. My mother was she was the judge and executioner,
We're
and she
not
used
doing
to,
that anymore.
yeah,
Now it's,
she,
I'm going to take your phone. Yeah, you know what I
yeah,
did to one of my son's phone one time? He messed up. I took his phone. I took it outside and got a rock and tore it the hell up. Bang! You ain't got no phone no more. I paid the bill. He ain't say nothing. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Swing? Go ahead, please.
we got a question for you, brother Elliot.
Yes, sir.
This from Marcia Talbot. She said, "Who do you suggest should file the federal lawsuits?"
The residents have to file a resident. I hear you, Miss Talbot. I know what you're saying. But some residents should file it. Because going down there talking to council and thinking that they're gonna change how they operate is not gonna happen.
No,
We see Mr. Woodson do that all the time. And I'm glad he does it. He calls out stuff, he does a lot of stuff, but that talking to them doesn't mean anything other than you running your mouth.
yeah, no, they don't care.
No, because you just talking and it don't matter as long as you talking and you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, like they don't, you know what I'm saying? And, I mean, I'm just saying, just look at it. He just him and Trevor got a lawsuit going on right now with the city. You see what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like man, listen. Whew.
But is it at a federal level though?
I think theirs is now.
So if
They
it's at
had
a
to go.
federal level, then they're gonna
They
make
had
the
to
thing
take.
shake. But if not,
Yeah.
then it's just
Nah,
gonna get swept under the rug and somebody that's in. See, this is what we have to be very clear about too. If we're talking about us as people here,
mm-hmm.
number one, if you don't have a job, make a job. But your job shouldn't be where you give yourself up to the faction that's willing to imprison you.
Mm.
Because the police department, the lawyers, and the judges all work together. That's how they make their money.
Mm.
And I'm not clear the reason why we don't understand that, we don't see that.
Mm.
Police get arrested, you go down here, you either plead guilty or take a plea deal, you do time, the jail makes money, and as long as they keep the jails full, then guess what? We straight.
And you ain't lying, because you gonna have to go. And that's why I say, don't get yourself tricked off the streets. You have to be way more little clever now.
Because everybody got a camera. There's cameras up all over the place. So why in the world are you out here trying to commit stuff and do stuff that you think you're getting away with when you're really not gonna get away with it? Because too many people see you. And if you become a big enough fish, they're gonna clip you.
Oh, go. Well, gonna clip you.
Yeah.
But see,
they're gonna get you. That's their job.
They gonna clip you if you become a free thinker. See, long as you doing madness and they feel like you ain't waking nobody up, you good.
Yep.
You know, that's why I was looking at like all the stuff going on, and we talking about the clerk office. Because remember, a lot of time people was hollering about the mayor. Now we seeing the clerk office. Now we seeing, that voting block on council. Like all the integral parts, how they play together is how this mayor is strong as he. And let's don't get it twisted. That's just one part of it. We know he not running none, but it's the things he able to do with his people, meaning controlling that clerk office, how Davina lost them 6 recall papers. And I'm not saying them papers if they didn't get lost, because I don't know. I'm just saying. But for your office to lose some papers and you look at it like, oh, it ain't nothing, and then nobody get fired.
Right. Or fined or reprimand or anything.
And now
that's problematic.
And we wondering why residency fraud going heavy here.
Right. So therefore, then that right there is a lawsuit. It's not frivolous. People will say, oh, that's a frivolous lawsuit. No, it's not. That's incompetency. Or it could have been a legitimate mistake. Let that come out in the trial. Okay,
how they gonna have to do it?
Yeah, that's the only way you're gonna be able to get to rein in the insanity. Stop. That's the only reason. The only way you're gonna be able to rein the insanity in is to go like every time you turn around and every time we just want to investigate it. So take the FBI down there because we got a local FBI department down there on Kersley. We need to go down there and see what this is about. No, it could be nothing. It could be something. And you're going to hear all the time and it has to be a council of citizens who's willing to work at making that happen.
See, that's what they need to be focusing on now because it's like, I don't know if the residents can handle another 4 years or because, like I said, allegedly, I mean, this is some stuff I just heard in the street when they were saying and I thought it was shameful. The clerk say, let 2026 handle it. What you mean let 2026 handle it? You got 2 people that's sitting in the seat illegally and maybe a third one, allegedly.
Right.
I'm saying like all this stuff that's going on, like so you still want to roll the dice for 2026.
So then Saint, what boy, move. That tells you then that hold on. That tells you then that the clerk who said let 2026 handle itself is ineffective and they need to be gone. How do you get rid of that person?
You need 6 votes on council. So you gotta hope that you get some people that you can get the 6 votes. But what if the same people get back in?
So now here's the deal. Let's go back to that first. So if you need 6 people on council to say the city clerk is ineffective, where's your evidence at?
Oh, okay. Well,
you see where I'm going now, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay. So now, if there's evidence that shows that this particular city clerk is ineffective and hasn't performed the duties required of the city clerk, and you have enough evidence to show that, you bring it to the council. We're giving you evidence that shows that this person is not effective and they need to go. So what are you gonna do?
No, they took it to the clerk. The clerk took it to Lansing. I'm saying how the protocol, how it went.
Okay, you telling me protocol.
Took it to Lansing. What Lansing did was they put it back, basically said, Davina, do your job.
Okay, so then we still show that she hasn't done that. You take it right back to council. Nothing's changed. This is still an ineffective way, part of how the organization or the city should be run. She needs to be removed.
Yeah. I mean, just for her letting the person who don't live in the house run from a house that he didn't live in, that was against the law.
So therefore, is it perjury or fraud?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So anyway, even if it's, let's say it's perjury is where you lying under oath. So let's say it's fraud, right? Okay, so the city clerk didn't catch it. So this has happened more than once. It's happened twice under your watch. You didn't catch it. It's your job to catch it. It's not just where you do election voting. It's your job to catch all of that.
Oh, well, this is what Mark Hutchinson said. If you have 6 votes, you don't need evidence really. But in the Davina case, the lost recall 21 and sending false voter cards twice. She did send that. Remember, she sent the voter
with voter registration cards.
Yeah, she sent it, and they wasn't gonna be good to next year in 2026. But why would you send them out in 23 or 24?
Because then is that wrong though? Or is that really wrong? Because
you had election. You had election. It confused the people when it went by. If you stayed in the old ward, no, you confused the people because when you threw out the new ward boundaries out, just say you was second ward by the 24 standard. But she came with the 26 standard, you 6th ward.
And she didn't inform somebody or wasn't on top of it enough to make sure that people understood where and what they should be voting.
I think she did. That was there purposely to confuse the people doing the recalls. Because when you was able to do the recalls, it was like, well, you was in the old ward, this the new ward. You confused the people.
Well, then that's on the people. That ain't on her.
Because she the
But
one
this is
mailed them
what
out, your new voter ID out. So people didn't know. Then when it came time to vote, they were saying, no, you got to go to your old voting spot. Why would you send the new stuff out when you knew people? You know what I'm saying?
I get
It
you.
would, yeah.
But from meeting from I'm not trying to be judgmental, family,
Mm-hmm.
please. And well, I'm not gonna say it because it sounds very judgmental.
Yeah,
That
man, I'm
means
looking.
that there has to be a system of checks and balances in that office to make sure mistakes like that don't happen.
And that's what I was going with, Kawan and Mac. You confuse the people.
But yeah, but that's the people's problem. If they told us instead of voting over here at Gracie Manuel, we had to go vote at Stewart, just go to Stewart.
No, but they didn't know. Here it goes. She said she did it by mistake, but was not sending anything out to rectify the problem. That's what Davina did. But who make a mistake like that? You send the new voting districts out a year, then, or 2 years ahead of time.
So here's the thing, though. Okay, so if you sent them out early, and and I made a mistake, and what part of our staff made sure that mistake don't get made?
Mm,
You see what I'm saying? You can and
yeah,
see. I'm gonna tell y'all, hey family, like I can't see y'all comments over here unless he put them
that's
up.
what. Yeah. I'm trying. I'm watching off of both of them, man. I got
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
phone.
No, no, it's
I'm
all
looking.
okay, okay,
Yeah, I'm
okay. I
looking
got
at the phone, and I'm
you. Look,
looking
I
over
had to
here.
throw a little shot in at him.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm trying to. I'm looking. I'm trying to bring them up. Everyone. Let me see. Okay, Zachary said he couldn't. He said couldn't foresee recalls. Things happen, and
Right, okay, and which in that case we can let's give that. But sit around there and talk about let 26 handle 26. That means
see,
you're incompetent.
and that's the point that I was trying to say. Like I said, this was like I didn't get it from her, but it was it was just things that was out there that was said that she said. I'm not saying I'm getting it from her verbatim. But to me, it's like you confuse the people because if you sent the voter register, if you sent the 26 voters out, and this what it was like you sent the new wards out. So when it came time for the election, people thought they was in certain wards and they wasn't. They still had to go back to the old ward they was in. But why would you send that out and you confuse the people?
But how you see this that goes back to apathy and ignorance. Because on the other side of that is if I get something that says I'm now in the fourth ward or fifth ward or whatever, or
Mm-hmm,
wherever, instead of seventh ward, and I no longer vote over here, then I need to
mm-hmm.
know why. If I don't know that they've changed some things, and because I'm not paying attention, that's my ignorance.
See, now here it go right here. This from Kawana Max. She said it was correct on the new wars, but not in effect until next election. It caused them to make an uninformed decision. The truth was not told to the residents.
But was that fraudulent or was that a mistake?
Well, Davina said she did it a mistake. I'm
Okay,
thinking she did it purposely because like you you don't send stuff out like that and not knowing. And I get what you're saying, Zachary, because he's saying some people were confused, not all. But it ain't like Flint got a big voter base that come out and vote.
that's what
So
I'm talking about.
yeah, so that little incident could have you know what I'm saying? It could have threw a little threw a little some people off. Because remember, we got a older voting base who do the voting anyway.
So if you got an older voting base who by routine, the only thing
Mm-hmm.
that really happened as far as I don't see anything that would have been election fraud.
Yeah.
Now the check of the that was just the oh we changed boundaries and y'all didn't know. Oops, my fault.
Yeah, I ain't
Let
say
me
fraud. But you confuse the people.
Well, because people was confused anyway, only for the mere fact that they're in the routine, and the routine got broken because somebody said that we're gonna do this now instead of this, and you have to go over here instead of being going what you've been going for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah.
if you missed residencies, that's because your office is not doing what it's supposed to, whether it be the ombudsman's office or the city clerk's office. If you just get persons now buying homes in the area, you are automatically off. If you get a person that, I'm gonna say this again, if I slap the shit out of a kid, what the fuck gonna happen to me?
Oh, you should go to
There's
jail.
no trial. There's no we're gonna in 6 months we're gonna have a trial or whatever. No, your ass is going. My ass is going tomorrow.
Yeah. And I get what you're saying, Zachary Harris. And he said the real issue was the write-in. But that's what I'm saying. It was so many things that was coming up. It was just throwing, you didn't really have time to focus on one. It's that if it was a politician or a judge or a low-level employee, maybe you can understand, but never the clerk. You really shouldn't even know the clerk name. In most places, that job is administrative purely.
Now, I'm not clear knowing a bit more about Miss Brown than I do about Miss Davina.
Yeah.
There's a level that if I look at certain, you know how when you, I'm sorry, y'all. This is gonna sound real horrible. I apologize. I love y'all, but take it where it's trying to come from, and not how it's gonna sound, because it ain't gonna sound right. But if you look at a kid and you go like, yeah, there's something wrong with that kid.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But see what it was. You know how you get confused. Listen, it was a hell of a game that was played. Let me just I don't know. Maybe to people didn't know this. I looked at it. I think this mayor is cold blooded. Don't know what he doing because it was still out there that it was going to be another city clerk.
Right.
The people was like, let's get a job to Davina. She was from here. That's what I got from
But
sitting
was
back.
she underneath Inez?
Yes, sir. So she was familiar. So to me, it was like,
and I'm trying to help her out, and I can't help her.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. So it was
Okay,
like,
I can't help her.
how you doing, Miss Beverly Biggs? But the game to me
What's going
was,
on, ma'am? How you doing? We're glad you on.
but people was already having problems though, brother. Okay, Michelle Mayer, thank you for coming a new member
We
in the
appreciate
building.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But see, what to me, in my personal opinion, is that when Inez Brown let Liddell slide and then wanted to say something, but like I said, we was confused. People got hit thinking like, let Davina get in there because she from here. She been there. She was the understudy to Inez, and I think that was a bad. But you really did even the choice after her. Like, no, you replace her. Believe me, it's somebody else in that clerk office that's just waiting to show her ass. So it's like, man, you're going to have to clean house. And don't get me wrong, because you don't have to. Oh, my God. You're going to have to clean.
But this is what's got to happen. You can't
listening.
constantly have, like, even if we say Miss Brown was there and she was there for a long time.
Right.
She's been in that position for a long time. She should. We just talked about term limits. That's how you stop some of this stuff. That's how you stop the co-opting of power that takes place with business who comes in and say, "We'll come to your city, but we expect certain things to happen for us."
Right. No, I agree with you. It's just, but man, when they say rotten to the core, because to me, it's just that when you see Sis Audrey went to allegedly Gloria, and they say that allegedly Gloria,
But once again, if she went there as an individual, and even though they're gonna claim that you have to have this particular form with these names on it, what she
Yeah.
should have done, and that is my sister and I love her, is went there with a bunch of residents who signed a letter that had a what's that seal that you get from and they stamp it. Uh,
I
man,
know
y'all
what you're
making me
talking
forget.
about. Shit. Oh
Notary
my.
public. Get it
Yeah, yeah.
notarized.
Notarized.
Yeah. So then you got all of these signatures supporting your position, it, and you just hand it to them and say, "Look, here's a letter. Here's my complaint. Here's whatever we're talking about, and this letter is notarized, and all these signatures are notarized as well."
Let me say this. You know what? No, her understudy, you right. Marche Tarver. I think it's Salt and Pepper because they the ones with and the reason I call them Salt and Pepper because I can't think of their name. One is black and one is white. That's why I call them Salt and Pepper. But I think them her understudies because when she be gone, they the ones behind it. But I'm saying, and they might be nice people, but I don't think that this mayor will allow them to do their job because it seemed like he micromanaged the whole city.
Well, but that's the administration's fault. Because at what point in time do you just be a yes man all the time, or do you check them and say, no, this is out of order?
You give me 125,000. Hey, listen, this is what the mayor won't done. I'm just saying that's
But see,
that's
and
that's
I
how
get
people
that, and
do
I
it.
get that too.
Yeah,
But at the
yeah,
same
yeah.
time, if the policy is not going to be in the best interest of the people, at 125, 150, 200,000, we're not doing this because this is out of order. That's not the best
Right,
thing for them. And nobody's holding him accountable that way.
right.
And that's the other part of, oh, I'm picking this person. Now, I might only be there for a month or two, but trust and believe. If I see that you're not doing anything that's in the best interest of people, and that's the reason why you hired me, and that's the reason why I said I wanted to be here, and you hired me because of that, I'm going to check you when I see some stuff that's not going to take care of the people. I don't care nothing about you taking cream off the top of the butter.
Yeah, got a point.
Because as long as you spread that butter on everybody else, we good. And it ain't gonna be your way all the time. You have to show me and convince me that what you're talking about, whatever policy that you're trying to push, is going to be in the best interest of the people. And if it's not, then I'm gonna talk about. We're gonna have this discussion. I'm gonna hold it up.
Yeah, I mean, but you ain't got a lot like that though.
You ain't got nobody like that.
You know, man, listen, you know it, man. Listen, them people seen what Brother Mays went through in them last what's the name, how they was going at him. They seen if it wasn't for Miss Beverly Biggs, brought in the Lento law firm to help him, man. That man was fighting a hell of a war. You know what I'm saying, man? That's a hell of a. I don't know if
But you know
people.
what? Here's the other part about that, and that's my brother, right? And and we didn't kick it. When I see him at a basketball game, we speak and hey, how's the family, whatever. Because after my sister made a phone call and he showed up at the house, and my sister told him who, oh, that's my brother. He worked over at Hamity. He was working at the high school at the time.
Mhm.
Oh, your brother. Oh yeah, I know you talking about. And not that made us cool or anything. We just spoke. I thought he
Right.
was a decent brother, highly intelligent brother. But there's
Mhm.
also, yeah, you get people in here that are not there for the interest of the people. They're there for their own interest.
Mm.
But at the same time, at what point in time do you go like, hey man, you gotta make sure, yeah, there's this. Who is who is this young lady?
Michelle Merritt.
Okay.
Oh, uh, I'll be at that. I'm gonna be there. You gonna go? So
Where
I
you
see
let wherever it is, when is it?
the 3 minutes. You know that one we went to, and it the first weekend, first Saturday of the new every month.
Okay. Oh,
It's,
that one we went
at
to
the
at the
library.
library.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, for sure. You
Yeah,
already know.
she was there.
She didn't sit by us, so she wasn't hanging out with
No, no.
people.
Remember she was there by the screen. She was the one on the screen. When
She
remember they
got to
had
be there. She can't be on the
yeah.
screen. like that.
Yeah,
She got to come and hang out with the dogs.
for sure. I mean, we got a neighborhood. Yeah, the neighborhood unite meeting. Yep.
They ain't talking about unite no neighborhood. They only talking about trying to get out of it what they get. Don't even play.
I'm saying what Denise cousin said. She said, so you got people on council that have other income that had before the seat. Then you have up ones that never had, and you want them to stand up against for residency lie. Ain't gonna happen.
Well, see, there you go. There you go.
Got any last thing you want to say, brother?
Okay. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. We're going to get this newsletter to y'all. We're going to get it electronic and we're going to get it in print. So I don't know how y'all want to receive it, emails or whatever. And I want you to critique it, see what we can add to it, what we can take away from it, because we have to become informed. I love the fact that when y'all are on here, that everybody we have here is an informed person and we have these wonderful conversations. Thank you for keeping me on my toes and making sure I keep my knives sharp. I'm not apologizing for being passionate. You know, the words don't sound, when they come out, they sound a little rough, but it's passion because I truly care about who we are, what we're doing, and I love our people, and I love people, period. But we have to be learned. We can't go and we have to challenge everything. And once we start to challenge everything in a manner that's intellectual and not emotional, then we're gonna start to see some changes. And I understand what Miss Talbert was talking about, because who's gonna lead the council? Well, and I even came up with a name, the Citizens Council for Social Justice. That's pretty sweet.
For sure.
Yeah. But we gotta be on our game. We gotta study. This ain't no joke, man. We losing a race. We losing a fight. And what did Sugar Ray get taught to get told by Angelo Dundee, in the 13th round? Hey son, you're losing a fight. Boy, you're losing a fight. We losing a fight. We're losing a fight. We're gonna do something with our children. We got to do something with our children communally. If I'm working with somebody's child, I don't want to come in here nothing. But that child's with me, that child's with me. Don't open your mouth about what I do. It's about raising that child to be a young man or a young woman. Now, I'm not gonna hurt them, but they're gonna follow some rules and some order. Yeah. Sometimes they may get cussed out, sometimes they may have to go talk to snowflakes. It is what it is. The hell, I went through it. You went through it.
Yeah.
I remember my daddy said, go talk to the thunder. What kind of stupid shit is you talking about? In my head. I'm standing out there looking at it, rain coming down, talking. I can't hear you.
Right.
Guess what? I didn't do that one no more. I did some other stuff, but that one I didn't do no more.
Oh no, I was a quick learner.
Yeah, we gotta reel our family in, for real. Can't be out here like that.
For sure.
We losing. That don't mean we can't win, because we always been fighters. We just have to study and we have to be at the knowledge that we need to be at in order to do that.
Facts. We're gonna be on tomorrow, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, good evening, Luana Terry. We'll be on tomorrow at our regular schedule at 5.
5 o'clock.
And I got my book. I'm gonna finish reading it tonight. So I already got it what I need to finish. I'm already halfway there.
Yes, sir.
There's 50 pages, so I'll be done tonight.
Okay, cool.
I got 22 more to go.
Yep, highlight some things in there that you want to kick it on. If we talking about that, and that'd be cool. We can, cause see, what he like to do with me is he like for me to come in cold, so he be throwing fastballs, and he got to see whether I can catch him or swing him or hit him. So far, we've been able to hit him every single time, so that's good.
No,
but I like that.
You gonna get them, because I just want to, like I said, I want to see how many people gonna be mad at us about this organized religion thing. That's all.
I don't care nothing about them being mad. You believe in a bunch of dumb shit.
And that's when we'll see y'all when
But
we'll
we'll
see
see
y'all
y'all
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Oh, what's the name of the book?
The Council of Nicaea.
Yeah, Council of Nicaea.
Yeah.
It's called The Unlocking the Foundations of Christianity.
Dude, man, I get to get on my bookshelf and bring in some other stuff too. So y'all really, you want to be mad tomorrow, get your pots out because it's gonna be boiling.
For sure. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow, family.
All right,
Peace.
family, peace. We appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, facts. Thank y'all. And thank you too, Brother Elliot.
I appreciate you, big bro. Thank you.
Yep.